Now, heavy rainfall over the past few days have seen water levels at the Jukskei River rising once again. Some residents in Stjwetla on the outskirts of Alexandra have started moving out of their homes in fear of being swept away by raging waters. While the skies seem to be clearing today, residents say the rain makes them anxious about what could happen next. Well, Newzroom Afrika's Nobuhle Modise is live to us now from Alexandra Township this morning. And Nobuhle, we're there every rainy season, year in, year out, because the problem is the same. I wonder whether there's any effort this time around to do things differently.
Indeed, I was actually speaking to a resident just a few moments ago and asked them what has been done since, because as you mentioned, we've been here over and over. We were here in December, this happened again in June, and we're once again here, and it seems like it's going to continue as long as every time it rains, the water levels rise. The residents here are saying that the last time they spoke to anybody from government, any government official, they were promised, to be put on a list for RDP housing, but we do know that there's a backlog nationally regarding RDP housing, where it goes back as far back as 1996, where people are unfortunately unable, to get an RDP house. The government also saying that it's a systemic issue and it's something that can't be fixed immediately. The residents here were forced yesterday, some of them, to pack their bags and leave this place as the water levels were rising, and some of them just saying they don't have a choice but to stay here because unfortunately they have nowhere else to go. I'm actually joined by one of the residents here, Nobuhle, who I just want to ask about what he has had to do before in a situation like this. As yesterday, we know that there was heavy downpours, and there were unfortunately some people were forced to leave their homes. Nobuhle, ngiyabonga kakhulu ukuthi usijoyine namhlanje Newzroom Afrika. Ngicela ungichazele njengoba bosichazela off camera ukuthi izolo kwenzakaleni nokuthi abanye abantu bekumele ukuthi bayenze njani.
Alright, amanzi njengoba ubona nje lo mfula uhamba kancane kanje namhlanje, izolo bekunje amanzi abekhona egijima khona la emva kwami, egijima khona la emva kwakho kunendlela, passage, kunabantu ade beshaya izicabha befuna ukuphuma ukube besingekho izolo, kunabantu abebahambile nezindlu zabo la sizile kwa break isilokhuzana isicabhe besila bakwazi ukuphuma abanye abantu njengoba ubona nangale ngaphesheya kunje amanzi abegijima kanje la ngaphesheya. Okunye kokukhona izinto ezenzakalayo, lo mfula lo phambili kufanele ngabe uvalekile manje ngoba kunabanye abantu bama companies abathatha yonke imfucuza yabo bezoyiphosa la, befike no 50 rand bezonika abantu uma bezolahla la. Makufika kunabantu behleli njoba sihleli kanje bafika no 50 rand benika abantu, olambile ngeke uye ku 50 rand, nowomile ngeke uye ku 50 rand. So kusetshenziswa yona ke inhlupheko yabantu la ukuze bekwazi ukuthi lo mfula bewungcolise kanje. Kodwa uma kungase kuthiwa lo mfula ubuvulekile lamanzi abawugijimanga la ngaba wenzanga yonke lento, ngaba abanye abantu abahambile kodwa ubuvulekile ngaba kwenza konke lokho.
Just to translate what Nobuhle is saying, he's unpacking a lot of issues here. One obviously being that every time it rains, the water levels are rising. And he was I'm going to ask my cameraman to just pan and just take you to what he was speaking about. There's a house just to my left where the cameraman is kind of panning, and he says that the water levels rose as far as that, and they had to unfortunately, try and save some people who they managed to save and get out of these houses that were just on the banks where we are right now, and unfortunately they had to save them yesterday. He's also bringing up issues of dumping companies who come here to dump a lot of rubbish, and he says that causes the river to be unable to flow, and that is what causes the water levels to rise even further, making it difficult for the residents here. And he's just saying that they even pay the residents as much as 50 rand just to shut them up, and so that they can dump their rubbish here and keep it moving.
Human settlement issues around Stjwetla in Alexandra have been around for as long as I can remember. One, wonders sometimes what it will take for something substantial to finally take place to solve this issue. For now, Nobuhle Modise, live to us from Alexandra. Thanks very much.